DJB. Welcome to Photo Critic TV, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Episode number 29. If you don't know, go to the website, photocritictv.com, click on click to submit. You can submit your photographs and have them critiqued by me. Have a look at my portfolio if you want. That's why you possibly could care about what I have to say. I don't know. You might think my photographs are crap. DJBworldphotography.com. Welcome to episode 29, and we've got two brilliant people on the show today. Craig Pettigrew. It's always good to have Craig on the show. I love Craig. Craig's awesome, isn't he? You reckon?
It's okay.
He's okay. We like you, Craig. We like you here. And we've got a newbie, Herve. Herve is actually from Lyon, in France. So I presume your name is pronounced Elf. Too much?
We had this whole pronouncing thing last time, and you're rubbish.
This is true, actually. I was crap. Let's get on with it. First one from Craig.
Wait.
Oh. Sorry. Yeah, everyone. Aaron's new segment. You know how you guys, you heard of love songs and dedications, right? Aaron's got a new segment here. Photo critiques and dedications. Who's this one for?
I'd like to dedicate this episode to Archie to Philippinskas. one of my fans.
So you really like that with your fans?
No, he's BFF.
Oh, he's BFF. Archie Chifalavel. Sorry about that, Archie. This one's going to you, mate. Thanks. I think you've been on the show before, so give us another bell. Send a few more in.
I helped him with some life advice.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So good on you. Yeah, that's the other thing you can do, everybody. Aaron's giving out free life advice, and believe me, this is where
you want to tap this resource.
Yeah, get into Aaron's head, and any question you like, he'll give you some good life advice.
Well, I didn't say good. I just said life advice.
Well, it will be good.
Okay. I can make it good.
If it's not good, you can get out. Find another Aaron. Let's get into it. Craig, first one. Craig is from Melbourne, and he's shooting with a Canon 550D, and looks like Craig's got a new lens. He's got the Tokina 11-16 f2.8. Love the lens because I've got one of those, and really good for any APS-C digital SLR, the old Tokina wide angle. If you want a wide angle, check that out over the Nikon and Canon varieties. It's not as flexible, but a very good quality lens. Tokina 11-16. Check it out, people. And Tokina, if you want to pay me some money for saying that, that'd be great. It won't happen, but no, you know where to find me. Let's go to the first one from Craig. Craig. Okay, so Craig, first one. Cool photograph, cool scene. Just a nice kind of vintage looking scene. The lighting's nice, consistent. We can tell it's in the shade. It's kind of in like the jungle a little bit, I guess. A couple of things here. First of all, the first thing that sticks out to me is that the angle you've chosen to photograph this from very much looks like it's just straight up head height shot. You've just kind of looked at it, taken it without kind of thinking much about your perspective. So I never take photographs pretty much ever at head height. Or I always think of other perspectives before I look at head height, because head height is boring. That's how we see life. So we want to try and make the photograph interesting. So that's the first thing. Also, on the right hand side there, you've cut off the end of that piece of wood. So I feel like I want to see the end of that, so it kind of completes the scene a little bit. Apart from that, I don't think there's anything wrong with this photograph at all. I actually probably would have chosen a different angle to photograph that from, just to simplify everything, simplify the lines, simplify the angles. I would have stood to my left and photographed those two wheels straight on, I think. Maybe you've seen what that looked like, but that's okay. Thanks, Craig. Let's go to the next one. Cool. So this time, first of all, how the hell did you take this photograph without getting absolutely soaked? That's what I want to know, because I know with this particular lens, objects are always closer than they appear because it's a wide angle lens, and those waves, like that water, looks pretty close, and that means it's even closer. So I'm guessing you would have got wet there, and so would your camera. So
Committed to the photo.
yeah, that's dedication right there. Good work, Craig. So I like this photograph. There's only one thing that I would have done here, but let me just talk about what I like first of all. The composition is nice, like the rule of thirds you've applied, the horizons on the top third line, great. I like the motion blur that you've captured. What I would have done is actually probably just step back a little bit, because you've cut off a little bit of that rock. So we want to, like I said with the other one, we want to kind of complete the scene a little bit. I feel like that little bit of rock, I know it's only just a minor thing, but I feel like I need to see the rest of that. Step back a bit. Also, check out the white balance. If you're doing any post-production work in Lightroom, Photoshop, whatever, try and warm up the photograph a little bit. You've got some nice light there because there's a cloudy sky, so the light's nice and filtered. But it does, the problem with clouds is it gives a bluey cast to the whole photograph. So you want to warm that up. Do that in post-production. Or you can do it in camera if you want to. Just set your camera to shady white balance setting and it will counteract that. So yeah, that's about it. But keep on trucking with your Tokina 11-16. Let's go to photograph 3, which means it's OTB time with Aaron. OTB on photograph 3. OTB stands for off the bat. How are you?
Good.
Yep. What you got planned for the new year? What's your biggest hope? Biggest hope for the year?
No kicking bins. That's my.
Don't kick
I don't
bins.
want to kick bins. It's a habit.
Just kick. What do you mean? Just walk down the street, see a bin, kick it.
I feel compelled to kick bins.
Okay. So don't leave your bins out because Aaron's just going to kick it. It's not a healthy habit.
That's why I'm trying to
Okay.
shake the habit.
Okay. So for those of you that don't know, for those of you that do not know, we, for some reason, every photograph on number 3, we hand it over to Aaron, who's never seen this before, and get him to give me an OTB on photograph 3. OTB stands for off the bat. He's got 7 seconds to look at it. You ready for this?
Yep.
Wait, I'm gonna tag in. Yeah, ready?
Tag me in.
There you go, Craig. Whoop. He's got it. He's got it right now.
Fonts should be seen and not heard.
Fonts should be seen and not heard.
Or maybe heard but not seen. I don't know.
Fonts should be heard and not... Okay, I'm really confused, but Craig, I think what Aaron's getting at is your copyright. Your logo here in this particular photograph, and I did notice it in the other two as well. So in this particular photograph, everybody, have a look at the left-hand side near the horizon. You can see Craig's writing there saying Pettigrew Photography 2011 with a copyright symbol. So, oh, it's okay. The iPad just died. I've got it back on. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. Don't freak out. So yeah, like the logo. First of all, I don't know if this is your logo or whether this is just your copyright symbol, but the font that you've chosen to use is very complicated and hard to read. So I think you've also italicized it. If I pronounced that correctly?
No, I think it's just a script font.
What? You didn't answer my question.
No, I don't think it's italicized. I think that's the font.
But did I pronounce that correctly?
No.
But you just said it the same way?
I was mimicking you, so you'd understand what I was talking about.
Okay, this guy's such a wisecrack. So, whatever, this guy, one thing you should know about Aaron is, first thing is, he chews very loudly. I just discovered that. Second thing is, he's a font geek. So he knows a lot about fonts, and he knows a lot about what not to do with fonts.
This is helping me get a date with the ladies, you understand?
Being a font geek, oh mate.
And chewing loudly, and kicking bins.
Yeah.
You're not doing me any
Those
favours.
3 things, so if you want to go on a date with Aaron, just remember this. I think a couple of episodes I've mentioned that Aaron would like to go on a date with somebody from Photocritic TV, one of the fans, one of the watchers, one of the viewers. And you need to know that he will kick bins, he will talk about fonts, and he will chew loudly, so just take that on board.
But I dress impeccably.
He dresses to absolute perfection. Ladies, keep that in mind. So anyway, Craig, getting back to what we should be talking about here. Your font your copyright, you know what I always suggest to people? Take it outside the photo. So with Lightroom, you can just create a little frame around the image and put it in the bottom right-hand corner so it's not on the photograph. Anywhere that you put it on the photograph is going to be taking away from the photograph. Here, not only can we not read it, it looks like Pellegru Photography 2011, and it is faint, but we can still kind of see it there. So we get a basic idea for the composition, but the detail is kind of, the copyright thing is taking away from it. So look at that, choose a different font. It doesn't have to be your logo. You don't have to put your logo on every image. You can just put your website. If you have a website, just put pedigreephotography.com on the bottom right hand corner, but put it outside in some white space in a nice simple black font like Arial, Tahoma, whatever it is, but just keep it simple. The P here, the P that in this particular font, whatever font it is, it looks like a mix between a P and an L. It looks like they're making love and they're making a letter, a new letter. So, what do you like?
Sorry, that's ridiculous.
Oh, wow.
Fonts don't make love.
There's a couple of fonts making... Your font is making love with itself. And also the
That's
T's...
gross.
The T... There's some new content for your latest date, Aaron. The T's don't look like T's, the T's look like L's. So, simplify, Craig. And I say this to people about their photography as well. Simplify everything, simplify the font, simplify everything. Thanks, Craig. Thank you, but please submitting. We do love you, Craig. We do love you on this show. So, yeah, come again. Please come again.
That wasn't necessary.
That wasn't necessary. Yeah, sorry about that. I really shouldn't have said that. Next one, Herv. How do I...
Elf.
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 Elf. Like is an elf?
No,
With
you
a V.
just say it properly. Elf.
Elf. Bonjour, ça va bien? Urge is from Urge. Let's call him Urge.
You're just going to butcher the French language.
I just already butchered it. Urge. It's not Urge. Irv. Sorry, Irv. Irv's from Lyon, in France. Thank you for submitting. And so, Irv is saying that he's actually shooting with an analog and digital Leica with a Canon 50mm lens. Okay, interesting. And if that's the case, I know that the Leica digital cameras, they start at about $8,000 just for the body. So I'm not sure about the film cameras, but nice work. If you got one of those cameras,
Feel free to send donations to DJB.
World Photography,
World
yeah,
Photography.
definitely. If you've got a few spare Leicas and you don't want it, I'll gladly have it. If you want to just post it to me, send me an email, I'll take it, no worries. Irv he's got a couple of photographs. Let's take a look at the first one. Just a second, Irv, while the stupid pad loads up. Okay, so these images are very different. They're kind of spooky, actually, in some ways. This first one in particular, I don't know how you've done it, or what medium you've used. I don't know whether it's a digital one or a film one, but interesting photographs, definitely. You've kind of set the scene with a few little props here and there. The flower, I just noticed on this one on the right, it actually kind of looks a little bit fake, almost like it's photoshopped in. The lighting on that flower looks inconsistent with the rest of the photograph. And also with that skull on the left there as well. That kind of looks like it's been photoshopped in. So if you're doing a lot of manipulation, which is I assume what you've been doing here, make sure the lighting is real, the lighting is believable. I would have probably just warmed up this image a little bit. It does look quite bluey, but if that's part of your style, then cool, leave it. My style in particular, I always like my images to be a little bit warm and yellowy. Composition is fine, but just be careful with the lighting here. Needs to be consistent. Let's have a look at the last image of episode 29 from Irv.
Last episode of the year.
Quite possibly. Yep.
Last but not least.
Last but not least. Well, hell, we don't know where
Well, last for this year. Least but not at all.
Yeah.
You may continue.
Well, we don't know when we're going to be airing this, so we're recording it now, but you don't know. You don't know either. Shut up, Aaron.
I don't care.
Shut up. Aaron's just he's constantly interfering. Whatever. Irv. The last image of episode 29, and possibly the last one of the year. Yeah, but we don't know about that because Aaron's just talking out of his a-hole. Aaron's talking from his a-hole. That was funny, wasn't it?
Not really.
I thought it was. So, Irv, again, like a really kind of spooky image. The light here is consistent, but it's kind of weird. I think it's because you've joined you've composited a few photographs together. So, it's very difficult for me to kind of give you a critique. I'll talk about the composition. I think the composition and the framing is really nice. In terms of the expression, like it's a really weird photograph. So, if that's obviously what you're going for, so that's fine. But I think what you need to do is, because all of this composition stuff, you're doing that for the eyes and the face. Really, because we want to kind of, that's where our attention's being drawn to. And I can see the effects of it a little bit on her body as well. And it kind of looks like there's some weird shadows going on there. I would try and keep the lighting on her body more consistent, but leave her head all weird like that. If that's what you're going for. Yeah. But her very interesting style and very interesting photograph. So I like what you're doing. Composition's great. Eyes are on the top third. The center placement of the subject works well. This is a great example of the center placement of the subject because we do have some really nice symmetry in the background. So that works well. And good, interesting style. Very interesting style. That's it from me, and that's it for episode 29, and quite possibly for 2011. Or maybe it'll be the first one in 2012. Who knows, but Aaron shouldn't have said anything, he shouldn't even mention it. And while I'm on the topic of Aaron, he's still giving out free life advice, so just go to the website, photocritictv.com, scroll down, just below the video, you'll see Aaron's Facebook page, click on it, post any question you want about anything, but just keep it family friendly, and Aaron's going to give you some advice. If you need help, he's there to help. He's going to give it to you. That's it from me.